What is up, guys? Zan for Forward Progress Madden. If you don't mind, take a quick second, hit that like button. It lets me know that you enjoy the material that you're seeing on youtube.com/forwardprogressmadden and twitch.tv/forwardprogressmadden. That's right, I do have a Twitch channel. I didn't know if you guys knew or not, but take a quick second, head over to twitch.tv/forwardprogressmadden, spelled the exact same way that you see it in the address bar above, using the number 4. And hit that follow button. I'm streaming very regularly over there. Right now we're aiming for Mondays and Wednesday afternoons from basically 6 to 8 p.m. And then Saturday and Sunday afternoons from around 12 until 3 or 4 in the afternoon. So getting a good 12 hours or so on the stream a week. So you come check me out, and if you like it, hopefully you'll stick around and chat with me. So we're gonna get right into it. Chapter 2 of the St. Louis Rams offensive ebook guide that I'm doing here on the YouTube channel. So if you haven't taken a look at Chapter 1 yet, be sure to do so. I'll put the link in the description below. And in that first video, we took a look at the base set U-Trips week, and we took a look at our secondary set, the tray open offset. So we covered those two formations in that video. It's about 20 minutes long. I wanted to break these down into shorter videos, about 15-20 minutes a piece, so that way you could digest it in bits rather than one long 1-hour seminar where I talk your head off, because I do know that I do a lot of talking in these videos, and I'm not going to apologize for it, but it's to help you get better at Madden. And I feel like explaining things completely is better than to just assume that you guys know something. So we're going to simulate in practice mode this offensive scheme. So I like to break the huddle immediately into the formations that I audible into, and the reason why is you're going to notice the number 1 receiver always runs across the field to his new position, which is different for this formation. So that's not normal. The formations we're going to break down today are the under center ones that I use. The single back tight doubles on and the single back bunch. Single back bunch is going to seem very familiar because it's a very vanilla scheme, so we'll go ahead and break that down first. First, we're going to take a look at PA end around. Of course, everybody knows about PA end around. It's the most popular play in Madden 15, and of course, if it's in my book, I'm going to use it. So the setup is very simple. It's a rollout play. First read is to throw to the backside. On this PA end around, the backside pattern is a deep cross. It gets inside position against basically every single zone coverage and basically every single man coverage except for cover 1 man press. So look out for cover 1 man press. The best way to run this play is to put the cursor on the running back so it zooms out your screen, allows you to see everything as you snap the ball, and you're able to make that throw right off the PA for an easy completion against basically everything. Now, of course, your opponent is going to have to put a user defender in that area. They can also defend it by running the cover 4 tip that I put out in my 335 video. If you haven't seen that, check that out as well. Man, I'm just full of plugs today. So they can do it. They can defend that route, that PA end around backside route, a couple of ways. Cover 1 man press does a good job at picking it off, and then placing that free safety in a hook zone in the left seam and playing underneath coverage will do a pretty good job. So we already know that that backside route gets open against everything. Let's go ahead and look at the other stuff. This is really just a flooding concept. You're going to look to either hit Bell or Bryant on the right side of the field, depending on the depth of the zone. And if neither of those are there, you're going to follow Bell into the flat and run the ball with him. So just a really, really nice, effective pass play. It's something your opponent is going to have to worry about. It's something that a lot of players cannot stop. So you may not even need anything else out of this offensive formation except for the PA end around if your opponent can't defend it. But we're just going to keep running it. Against man coverage, that corner gets wide open. We'll go ahead and pitch it back to Le'Veon Bell just because I feel like it. And basically this PA and around is just a money play, something that causes your opponent to have to focus on it. Man coverage does a decent job if you can contain the QB in the pocket. So some sort of cover 1 press with QB contain, namely like 3-4 even, does a decent job. But when your opponent starts to go to man, we have this play, Falcon Angle. And I don't even know that this opponent is in man right here. If they're in zone, you can still run it as if you are running PA and around, rolling out and trying to throw that corner route. But if it is man coverage, you have this angle route over the middle, or the running, scrambling opportunity with the quarterback. So right there wasn't the best defense to try to run that against, but we'll just go ahead and keep running it just because I want to simulate. Notice, like I said, audible as soon as you break the huddle, so you don't have to worry about the guys running across the field. First read, you can always hit the tight end over the middle if there's a blitz. You've got the running back trailing him on the angle route behind if you're confined to the pocket. Those are your man beaters on the play. The corner route beats man coverage. And then obviously you can roll out against some zones and throw the angle route as well as trying to rocket catch some of the streaks if you're forced to throw those. Those are a simple click on, hold down, and Y. Now, what are the other plays in the formation? Well, we just have a run play. Unfortunately, in the Rams playbook, they don't really have a good under center run. The slash is mainly going to be used as a dive. I wouldn't try to bounce it because your blocking isn't the best. Just try to get 2, 3, 4 yards out of it. It's just something to kind of keep your opponent honest with the run. And then lastly, you've got the Colts verticals. Verticals is obviously one of the more popular plays in the game. You don't really have to, I don't really have to break it down for you, but my favorite setup is to kind of run like a makeshift screen with it. I'll swing the running back to the trips bunch side because you've got the 2 wheels that are going to leak into the flat. If you throw it quick against zone coverage, you can get blocking downfield. Otherwise, just look and make your reads accordingly. So right there we got screened out off the left edge. I was able to dump the makeshift screen, pick up about 6-7 yards. Here I don't want to face that, so we'll go ahead and spot the ball again, so that way we aren't facing the goal line. Here again, we'll just keep running the Colts verticals. You're going to look at the outside receiver to see if you got a quick pass on the wheel. If the zone's stuck outside with him, you're going to have the tight end down the seam. So pretty simple. Here it is again, tight end down the seam. Just an easy quick pass. And then, of course, your man-beating play on this is going to be A on his crossing pattern, Martavis Bryant. On the backside, you can always go curls, smokes. Low smoke patterns are always good. Always something that you can throw is your check down route. So vertical is pretty self-explanatory. That about does it for single back bunch. I'm not claiming it to be mine. It's pretty much the nation's offense. So let's go ahead and look more so at single back tight. This is more of my thing. So the plays that we run are PA halfback wheel. That's my favorite play in this formation. And the way I like to run it is like so. I like to take B, motion him across. What that's going to do is give you a deep option. I like to streak him so he's not running directly into the area that Bryant and Brown are running into. He's going to give you more so a can opener type of option. You want your fastest receiver as your slot receiver. I've named that already. He's the guy who goes on the drags out of our base formation, so that's Hayward Bay. Notice when we audible into PA halfback wheel, the guy who's on the streak is Hayward Bay. So the scheme kind of comes together nicely for you. Motion across Hayward Bay. If he's open deep, you're going to have the lob. Otherwise, you're just running a flooding concept. And it's pretty nasty. So here we have Brown wide open. Or, I'm sorry, that's Bryant wide open off the PA. Go ahead and just keep running against whatever. Just a really, really nice play. Gets everything flowing to the left side of the field. Or, I'm sorry, the right side of the field. And, I mean, I don't know what defenses I'm facing right here, but this is a zone. You just have these dump off abilities with this play. It's your typical play action rollout waggle type of play. The tight end and the delay flat is always a good check down for you in this play. Now, obviously you can throw that streak if he beats his man deep. It's going to get open against cover 3 because he's running in an area between the middle third and the outside third. It's a good lob play. I want to give you a look where I can hit Le'Veon Bell. So what I'm going to do is if you want to snap it and be able to get blocking to roll out, you simply snap the ball before he's set. He's going to help block for you. And if you have a fast running back, which we don't right here, you have that ability to, well, we can just moss our guy, of course. If you have a fast running back, you can always lob that out to Le'Veon Bell down the sideline. Gives you the ability to also scramble to the left, which is huge. So A setup that you might run would be something like this: slant Heath Miller across the formation, and block Hayward Bay. Now we snap the ball, roll out. We have options, and we throw the ball up for grabs right there and come down with it. But against some zones, those deep zones are going to follow your deep cross that Martavis Bryant is on, and it's going to leave that wheel wide open, which is a pretty awesome route combination, to be honest with you, because wheels are great options against zone, mainly because your scramble is going to suck down the zones like so. You can just lob that out. As you saw, he was open, but we got sacked before we could throw it. So that is the halfback wheel. Let's go ahead and look at my other favorite play. It's another PA play. It's PA cross. Now the setup for this is,
let's go now. 180. Left! Monday! Here we go. Blue 30! Monday!
this is man coverage, so we'll go ahead and lob it up to Antonio Brown, and his DB is actually right with him step for step, but that's the read.
Here we go. Kings.
That's the problem with the practice mode is, I don't know what I'm getting everything here, so I'm just kind of going on the fly. I want to get you a zone look where Martavis Bryant's going to get open. If we have to, we might throw the face throw to Heath Miller, but play fake, and we're going to get sacked because practice mode is pretty good block shedding, so something we just have to get used to. Go ahead and motion over our guy again here. Try to get a look here that we're wanting for. There he is, Martavis Bryant. He's on a face throw route as well. We just overthrew it. But notice how the deep streak is going to pull the zones and allow us to throw that corner if we want to, or a face throw. But that's kind of our secondary play. The last play we run out of this formation is shakes. If we can go back to it. Again, immediately audibling into all these plays. Shakes, one of my favorite plays in this formation. Read is very simple. You're going to streak Heath Miller. He's your quick I can't talk today. Quick read off the line. If he's open down the seam, throw it. So pop right there, a tight end pop pass against a blitz. Otherwise, you're looking for the combination of Heath Miller on the streak plus Hayward Bay on the C route, running up and inside to pull the zones away from the table route that I discussed. So these running back table routes to the flat are always going to be wide open because they pull the other routes in the area get pulled deep the zone coverage and allow you to throw that ball quick into the flat. So that's a nice quick pass that you have in a spot that's kind of tender that most players don't use her. Now here on the backside, it just depends on what your opponent's doing. If they're running a lot of man coverage, I like to leave the route combination as such. If they're running zone coverage, I like to streak Bryant and have Brown underneath him. It just kind of depends. So right here, simple zone coverage. We just streak corner. Popular Madden route combination for years and years. Very, very simple. Very, very easy. All these plays that I run are simple, one or two adjustment plays that are going to allow you to really really carve up your opponents with little to no effort. So again, against some zones, you're going to have the ability to throw the post behind the zones. It just depends on what your opponent is running. You really have to pay attention if they have man or zone out there on the field. So the run play that we run is a zone weak. Now, of course, we've always been motioning the flanker on the right side over. He's just going to help add a guy to the area. If you don't like what you have, you can always run to the tight end side. But again, this is just one of those run up the middle type of runs that's going to allow you to net, you know, positive yardage from under center. It's an inside zone run, so really nothing fantastic about this run. It's just something to keep your opponent honest in the event that you want to run the ball. You can always snap it before he's set, kind of get you a cross action right there where he's just going to lead block for you, so you don't always have to wait for him to be set.
Let's go.
Again, just a different look. And then on shakes, if you really want to, you can motion the C route across the formation. He's going to run his C route back to the inside. And in this scenario, I would honestly leave the route combination as such. And notice how the brakes are all, well, we threw the ball off our back foot right there, but the brakes are kind of at different levels. If you don't like the congestion of the C route and the post route braking at the same time, you can always streak Bryant, so that way you've got the corner, then you got a post, and you have a streak on the same side of the field. Now, what I would do on the backside of, if you were to motion, what I would do on the backside is honestly, I would just put Heath Miller on a flat route to kind of give you a makeshift screen out here in the flat. Now, obviously, you're going to have to, against man coverage, you wouldn't throw that, but against zone coverages, you would, because you'd be using Heath Miller as an extra blocker. So a lot of this is just adjustment type plays that I'm running. As you're noticing, you've got to really pay attention to what your opponent's tendencies are, man, zone, and then just making the proper adjustments based off of what your opponent has been doing all game long. So if you have any questions, be sure to drop a line in the chat. If you have any comments or concerns, you can always drop a line in the chat. Hit me up on Twitter at Zan_4PM. And I will be back with Chapter 3, most likely tomorrow. If not tomorrow, it will be Wednesday night. So get in the lab, and good luck.